Shalom. We are a couple brothers from the GMS SF Bay camp. Just ended camp. And while the spirit is hot, just wanted to do a video en route to one of the bros' tents so we can, get together, do a little fellowship. But this is the bro Yatab Yawala.
Paratham.
And first and foremost, we want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and root well. We just wanted to get a couple precepts and go into the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, bring that up.
Right, so this is Revelations 19:9. And he saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 10. And I fell at his feet and worshipped him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, so the whole testimony of Yahweh Shai when he came on the scene was the spirit of prophecy, going into these prophecies, going in, and where were most of those prophecies? Most of those prophecies were in the Old Testament. So that's a cut on you so-called Christians, you so-called saying that, the Old Testament doesn't matter, it's done away with. Well, Yahweh Shai was he comes in, and first and foremost, he comes in the volume of the book, and he was bringing out prophecy that was foretold in the Old Testament. He fulfilled many of those prophecies, so you can't go about saying that the Old Testament doesn't matter. There's still prophecies in the Old Testament that have to come true today. Not today, but, in this time. And they are coming true in this time, All
right, so I got another precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Matthew 24.
Yeah, bring it up.
All right, so this is Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
And so this is going into some of the things that we have to look for. Some of the prophecies we're going to be looking for. Go ahead.
All right, so verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand.
Okay, that's going into 70 AD, but go continue.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Which is going to be twofold, because what's talked about here is, first and foremost, 70 AD, the desolation of the temple, when we basically got spread out, kicked out of Jerusalem. But now it's going to be how much more in Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble, we're going to have to flee. We're going to have to drop everything we have, everything we know, our way of life, and just be on the run, especially when Esau comes after us. Like it says, the devil knows he has a short time, and he's going to come down with great wrath, roughly paraphrasing. So, we're going to have to flee in those times. We're going to have to drop everything and just go. Trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to provide, and just roll in the spirit.
And I'll add too, so, since the prophets are coming in the end days, also the false prophets, namely IUIC and IUCBK. And I'm going to jump in on top of this because it's in Matthew 24:11.
Go ahead.
It says, And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Exactly. So, and this is another prophecy. This is another sign telling us what to look for. Quick, can you grab that in Habakkuk 2 and 3? And how do we know what to look for? Who's telling us what to look for?
You want me to start at 1 or 3?
You can start at the top.
All right, so this Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch, and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Verse 2. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Okay, and what's that vision? What's that vision that he's making plain? It's these prophecies. They're speaking. Go ahead.
This is verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And we're at the end. We're at the end where all these prophecies are speaking. Every single one of them. Is there any more?
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Exactly, because the Most High is not a man that he should lie. You know, so we know everything's going to happen, and it's going to come in due time. Like it says, you know, a day is if 1,000 years, 1,000 years is if a day to the Most High. You know, we don't know exactly when, but we know the times and what to look for. You know, the vision is for a appointed time. It shall be clear. You know, it should speak. The prophecies shall speak. And what are they doing? They're speaking right now, in this very day, in this very time, I should say. Go ahead. Is there more?
No, I got Isaiah 62 and 6.
Go ahead.
There's Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night.
Watchmen on the walls, never holding their peace. That's going into us on our watch. You know, the prophets, Lord willing, were you know, of the elect, and we're these people. But we, you know, through the Spirit, who else is putting out this information? Who else is, you know, telling us what to look for? Who else is warning us about the RFID microchip? You know, everything that's foretold. Who's warning us? Read it from the top again.
Okay, so it's Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day or night.
Never holding their peace. Now, who else is doing that? You know, the first and foremost is the men of Great Millstone. You know, there's videos probably every single hour, if not every 30 minutes, of different edifying pieces, bringing out prophecy, bringing out edification, you know, bringing out history, all correlating to the scriptures, because that's what matters the most, you know. And day nor night, in season, out of season, you know. Who can you ask yourself? Who else is really doing that? No one.
And can you ask yourself the other way around, is who isn't doing that?
Exactly.
Because it's gonna go on to that. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, keep not silence. And you know, we're not gonna like point fingers, because we don't have to point fingers. Their works prove it. As you know, IOIC, IACPK, like it was raining outside today. They were nowhere to be found.
Nowhere. You know, on a bright sunny day, they're out there. You know, for however long they stay out there. But when it's rainy and cold, what? They're not out there. You know? Are these the watchmen? Are they keeping watch for Israel? You know? Are these really the men you're supposed to be trusting in? You know? When they don't even follow the scriptures, because, you know, like I said, roughly paraphrasing, the scripture says in season and out of season. Watchmen set on the tower day and night, watching, prophesying.
We got another precept in Ezekiel.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta type it in. Okay. So I'm gonna get a precept in Ezekiel 33.
Yeah, so you know, it's getting more clear and clear, more evident. You know, all these other so-called Israelite groups, these camps, they're waxing worse and worse. They're not the true watchmen. You know, the men of Great Millstone are getting greater and greater, putting out more and more videos, you know, and all edifying videos, you know, all upon our watch, doing what we're supposed to be doing as the scriptures say it, you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai come unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man for their coasts, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet, and warn the people.
And who's blowing that trumpet, you know? If you want to say something.
As the people who were posted from the coasts, and that's the men of Great Millstone.
Exactly. It's clear and clear. But go back into Matthew 24. So, you know, being the spirit of prophecy, or the testimony, you know, of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Now, what are some of those things to look for? You know, it's going to go into it.
You want me to start at 17?
Left off. No, go down where it says. Go down. Let's just say, basically, it talks about the signs of the times. Is it 24? You know, like kingdom against kingdom. Go up, go up. Slack, you bear with us real quick.
Yeah, but one of those things, that namely Great Millstone is saying is we're bringing out those signs because we're the watchmen set upon the watch, and we're telling the nation of Israel what's happening. Because one thing that's coming is the RFID microchip, and another thing is Jacob's trouble, and you can already see like all the other camps don't talk about those two in particular.
Yeah.
But here at Great Millstone, we're saying because it goes back into that precept in Habakkuk 2 and 3. Though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. Because right now we're seeing the RFID microchip be ready to be pushed, in a wide level, because it's going to fulfill the prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16. Because that is the mark of the beast.
God. Yeah. So here I found it. It's Matthew 24 and 4. It says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many." So, one of the prophecies, one of the things to look for, one of the things the watchmen are telling us about, we're pushing it, is these deceivers, these false messiahs. A lot, so-called Christianity, Islam. Islam preaches that Muhammad is the last in the final prophet, which he can't be a prophet because he's an Ishmaelite, which doesn't make sense, and all these other ones that are meant to deceive. It says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled." So what wars and what rumors of wars are we hearing? Who just pulled out of the INF treaty? America. With who?
Russia.
With Russia. Now what are they gonna do? They're gonna build nukes. What do you think? They're just gonna build them just to stockpile them and do nothing with? They're gonna use them. What's going on in Venezuela?
And France.
France. France. They're on the eve of a civil war. They got they got a president who was elected, Maduro, and then they got a puppet who they're trying to the U.S. is trying to set up to take over, which he wasn't elected. So that's going to lead to something. U.S. having their hands in that. That's going to lead to a civil war, And like the bro said, in France, that yellow vest protest is still going on. Yet you don't see a lot of that in the media anymore. And the elder was going into it. They're shooting them with golf ball sized rubber bullets. Yet these yellow vesters are still going hard. What are they going to bring out next? They're going to bring out those guns. So I mean, everything is clear. Like it says in Habakkuk. They shall speak. Everything's speaking right now. It says and even before that. Recently they were talking about Israel and Iran going at it. These are all rumors of wars. It says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all of these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So it's coming, but the end is not yet. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences." And I did a video on this earlier today. What's one of those pestilences? It's speaking right now. What the opioid crisis? We
just go by some pestilence.
Oh yeah, see, man, it's these prophecies are speaking. It says, "And earthquakes in diverse places." There's earthquakes all over, and the elder did a beautiful video on it, going into how all these earthquakes are intensifying. They're not just smaller earthquakes. They're getting higher in magnitude. Non-stop. Speaking. It says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." So, that's one of the prophecies that's going to have to come to pass. Some of us are going to have to be martyrs. Some of us are going to have to go into get persecuted into Esau's court system, his judicial system, and be martyrs. You know, be tried.
And so some of the 2/3 of the Israelite nation, those are going to be the people who listen to the Watchmen and forbear it. And now that blood is on them, like we're not blamed for that, because we did our job by telling them. But like, just because that's a prophecy that's going to be fulfilled, because we're out there, we're telling them what's going to happen, and they just don't care.
Yep. I'm gonna jump down. It says, and this is one of the prophecies that we know is happening. It says, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. You know, you see all these different camps jumping up, like the Elder Bro Yahuwah did a video on it. Central Africa. You know, we got brothers in Peru, Europe, all over Europe. You know, South America, everywhere. Cause what? This gospel, the gospel that we're preaching, that's 144% true. You know, you can't stop it. You know, you got any others?
I just got Ezekiel 33 about the watchmen, the blood on their hands.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out and end on that.
All right, so I'm going to read this in Ezekiel 33:3. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and take not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. It's one thing too, is how the apostles of Great Millstone says, you know, excuse my language, but fuck the 2/3, because they don't care. They don't pay tithes to us. They don't give us Godspeed during their daily like objectives or whatever, because like we're just some what they would see as crazy people on the corners. But little do they know is we're letting them know that sword is coming down on them.
Exactly. You know, we're set up on the watchtower for these people. You know, we're putting our lives on the line, yet they're not even taking heed. We're telling them the enemy's coming. You know, we're telling them how to be saved, yet they don't want to listen. So you know what? Hey, the blood's off our hand. We warned them. We're warning them, you know, because there's still time, very little, you know, because this shit's about to end. But nonetheless, we're warning them, and we're wiping our hands clean. The blood is gonna be off them, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish this off in Ezekiel 33:5. He heard that sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Exactly. So if you listening, if you taking heed to 144% truth, you know, and you're truly repenting, you know, and you're believing the scriptures, you know, how they're really intended to be, how they're portrayed to be, you know, not no bugged out interpretation, and you're actually taking heed to the warnings and the prophecies, you're seeing them come to light, you know, then you'll be saved. You know, Lord willing, we're of the elect. Lord willing, you know, if you're listening, you'll be of the elect. But you got to be doing what you got, what the scriptures say to do, you know.
If you see something, say something.
Exactly. You know, you can't just, like it goes into the parable, you can't just hide your talent, you know. You learn this truth, you got to put it out there. Like Yahuwah told Peter, you know, if you love me, feed the flock. If you really love the Messiah, Yahuwah, you're going to feed the flock. You're not going to stay in there like a keyboard warrior, say Shalom, you know, and hide behind the keyboard. No, you're going to put your body a living sacrifice, you know. But, you know, with that, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, once again, we want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahuwah, Bahashim, Rakal Kadash, and Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.